Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single all-time spotlight player that dropped during the month of June here on this tier list, so that you can see who the best spotlight players are, who the worst spotlight players are, and what's in between. Basically, just to see which players that might be worth grinding for to add to your team if you haven't already played these spotlights, because some of these cards are some of the best free cards in the game, and then some of them are just not worth grinding out. And if you haven't grinded very many of these challenges at this point, some of these guys might be worth adding to your team, but some of them certainly are not. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And I thought this was the perfect time to do this tier list because the final spotlight player dropped yesterday when y'all are seeing this video. So all 30 are now available, and we can rank all of them one by one. Bill Laimbeer starting off is horrific because his release might be the worst release in the game. His release is just an absolute atrocity. He's a good defender and he's got good stats and badges, but his release is god awful. Do not recommend using him in the slightest. Bobby Jones is not terrible, but he does have a pretty low 3-ball, I will say. Outside of that, he's a pretty good card, good speed, elite defender. A little bit undersized, not really though. 6'9" small forward is pretty good. Dwight Howard base though on very quick is not great. He's just not a very good shooter. Does have DG size up, tray escape, a little behind the back, quick drops off 1, and a really great defender. He's borderline, honestly, with these cards, he's probably a B tier because a lot of these guys aren't that good, but the shooting is a little bit of a questionable question. Outside of that though, pretty damn good card. Bob Nedelicki is either high A or low S. I'm not sure he actually goes S though. Like, I'm not sure he's a top 5 of these spotlight players. Incredible release, not the best defensive card though. Again, not incredible in terms of his size, but I think he's pretty good. I just think there's some few guys who are probably a little bit better than him. Incredible release, but I'm still going A tier for Bob Nedelicki, to be completely honest. Brad Doherty is also one of those guys who's right on that borderline for me of A tier and S tier. I think he's close to S tier. I'm not sure if he is. I can think of 3 or 4 guys that I certainly would take over him. I'm not sure if he is the 5th guy, but for right now, I'm going to throw him up in the high A tier. He is close. I would probably take him over Bob Nedelicki. Actually, he and Bob are on the exact same level. You could really, they're borderline A, borderline S. 7-foot power forward though with a fast release is what Brad Doherty is. Good athlete, great passer, really good card. I like him a lot. Danny Manning, on the other hand, D-book base at 6'10", at the small forward position with really good SIGs. He's a great card. Definitely an S tier guy. Really big fan of what Danny Manning can do. David Thompson is a 6'4" point guard, so he's a little bit undersized. Not the best card in the world, unfortunately. Does have a good wingspan though, great stats and badges, decent shooter. Everything else is great. Great release, really good SIGs, elite slasher. Really nice card. I think he's good enough to go C tier, even being undersized. Darren Williams, not a big fan of though. D-Will probably has to go D tier. We'll probably have more than 5 or 6 D tier guys, just because some of these cards are pretty bad. Darren Williams, undersized, not an elite slasher, not an incredible all-around card. I mean, he's got good dunk animations, I guess, and he does have half limitless takeoff and posterizer, but release is pretty good. SIGs are great. I mean, he's good. He's not great. He's either, he might be bottom of C, I'll say. I think that's probably fair. Derek Coleman is going to go B tier for me. I think he's decent. I don't think he's incredible. He's 6'10" at small forward, so he's got pretty good size. Not the fastest. Okay defender. Pretty decent release. SIGs are not amazing. Quick drops is nice. He's decent. Pretty good card. Not amazing, though. Donald, high C to B-ish. Probably B for Donald. No, high C. High C for Donald. He's only 6'4". He's got D-Rose release. I mean, he moves well. He's a good card. Definitely solid, just not incredible. Doug Christie's S tier. He is maybe the best spotlight card of all of them. He is amazing. 6'6" point guard with really great SIGs, an elite release, great defender. Really, really good card. He's a top tier guy. Fred VanVleet is 6-foot point guard. Not much else to say, just not a very good card. Jack Sigma is S tier in my opinion, one of the fastest releases in the game, one of the best pick and pop cards in the game, period. Really good card. I like him a lot. He defends at a high level as well. Also think James Worthy is S tier. I think he's more complete than a guy like Bob Nedelicki at the small forward position. I think he and Danny Manning are both better than Bob at small forward. Good release, moves well, great slasher, really good defender, really nice all-around card. Jason Terry, gonna go B tier. Probably the best short PG of all these cards. He's 6'4" with really good SIGs, KPJ base, really nice all-around card. Definitely think he's very solid. Jerry Sloan, not great. Only 6'5" at shooting guard. I understand he's still very undersized at shooting guard though. I mean, 92 speed isn't incredible either at this point in the year, especially, I mean, his good release is good, but normal size up isn't good. Tray escape is great, but he's got a couple decently significant flaws. Good release, good SIGs, but not great with normal leaner. Yeah, I don't know, high C to B-ish, not a great card. John Starks is a card that I have never looked at. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't even know what this card looks like. 6'3" point guard. Okay, there you go. So undersized. Jaden Springer base is the same one as Richard Hamilton, which is decent. Not a bad release. Down on Richard size, tray escape, quick drops. Pro 2 leaner isn't as amazing though. He's decent. He's okay. I think he's high D though. I don't think he's as good as Darren Williams or David Thompson. JoJo White also probably D tier. I don't think this card was very good if I remember correctly. JoJo, I guess there's a space there. Yeah, JoJo White, there we go. 6'3" again, short wingspan. PG release isn't very good. Yeah, no, he's definitely D tier. And then I'm also going Drew Holiday in D tier because his release sucks. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". I think he might even be listed at 6'5", but he's not a 6'5" guy. I mean, his Blair Build's okay, but he's got Kobe Escape and a bad release. He's not good. Kevin Love, gonna go A tier. Great pick and pop power forward. Really nice release. Solid enough defender slasher. I enjoyed this card. He's very smooth. I think he's a pretty good card. Kevin Willis, not bad. I think B tier is fair for Kevin Willis. Pretty good card, to be honest. He is 7 foot at power forwards. He's got good size. 89 speed and excel isn't incredible. Neither is an 89 3 ball, but the Karl Malone base isn't incredible, but it's not bad. Sigs aren't great, but not horrible. Quick drops off 1. Pretty good card. Not amazing, though. I think B tier is fair for him. Maurice Lucas, I'm not totally sure. I think he's around B tier. Obviously, he was yesterday's player, the last all-time reward. 6'9" at small forward, 90 speed and excel, exceptional defender. PJ Tucker base is good. Pretty good Sigs and quick drops off 1. I mean, he's a very solid card. Elite defender, okay offensively, not incredible, but definitely a pretty darn good card. I'm going to go low A actually for him. I think he's good enough to be low A. I think he's a really solid card. And Kevin Willis almost is borderline A as well. Vucevic is just Hakeem. I mean, he's low B. He's low to mid B. He's the exact same type of card as that season 6 Hakeem. That's basically what he is. He's okay. He's not great. Paul Westphal, don't really know a lot about that card. I never used him. I haven't tried him personally, but he goes, 6'4" point guard, 92 speed, 85 driving dunk, does have quick drops. Kyrie size up isn't good. Corey Kispert base is good, but he's probably D. He's not great. He's going to go D tier for me. Rick Barry, probably going to be C tier. I know Rick Barry's release is not that great, but I do also know that he's probably not quite I mean, he's only 6'7" power forward, actually. Not super fast, not an exceptional defender. And he does have Marcus Morris base, actually. Oh, no, his jumper is pretty bad. I remember correctly. Lowry size up wall, escape, quick drops off 1, normal leaner. I'm putting him D though. 6'7" at small forward. That's just too small. Rudy Tomjanovic. I think this is the last S tier guy. I think he is better. It's close, but I think he's probably better than Nedelicki and Brad Daugherty, and goes S tier because he is 6'8". I know he only has 91 speed and excel, but he can play shooting guard at 6'8". He's a solid defender with great defensive badge. Really good all-around badges in general. Has all the key ones pretty much. Kobe base, John Collins up around very quick. Pretty nice release. I mean, normal leaner, DG size of wall escape, Levine behind the back, quick drops off 1. He's like Wes Unseld, honestly, at the shooting guard position is basically what he is. I think he's pretty darn good though. 6'8" at shooting guard, good card. Steven Jackson, another 6'8" shooting guard with a really nice release. He's an A tier guy. Very solid card for sure. Terry Cummings is a 6'10" power forward. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's incredible, if I remember correctly. Got pretty good size. Being able to play small forward, though, at 6'10". Sorry, 6'9". I thought he was 6'10". He's 6'9". Doesn't have handles for days. You're going to want to add that on him. He's not the fastest, but he's decent. Okay, Sigs. Yeah, B tier is fair for him. Tim Hardaway, if I remember correctly, is another one of those guys who just isn't very good. He's 6 foot flat. Yeah, 6 foot flat. He has quick drops, I guess, and okay Sigs, but an okay release, but yeah. There's a bunch of D tier guys, and for good reason. Some of these guys just aren't very good. Tony Parker's release is terrible. He's D tier as well. And then Zach Randolph is probably going to go B tier. Can I move any of these guys up from D to... I mean, John Starks is pretty good. I think he goes up to C tier. Outside of that, maybe Paul Westphal, borderline, but honestly, a lot of these guys are just going to have to stay in the D tier. We got a lot of lower tier guys who are not that great. Zach Randolph was the last guy that I talked about. I think he's okay. 6'9" as well at small forward, at 90 speed and excel. Don't love the release or the Sigs. Yeah, he's B tier again. If anybody's going to move up to A, I think it's probably like Kevin Willis, probably. Yeah, probably Kevin Willis would move up to A, I think, because I think he's pretty good. And overall, I think this is a pretty fair tier list. I know it's not the most balanced, a little bit more guys in the D tier, but there's a bunch of cards that just weren't that good. But there were also some guards that are pretty darn good. I mean, a lot of the S tier guys and the A tier guys are really usable, very solid cards who are worth picking up. And some of these B tier guys can find a spot in some teams as well. And it was cool to see a dark matter from every single team be dropped throughout the month. Daily content is great. Definitely support that as well. But with all that being said, were these spotlights a W? I think so. Daily content is great. Did it reward us with a ton of elite cards? Maybe not a ton, but a bunch of solid ones, and I think it's pretty good. And I mean, the fact that if you completed all of them, you get a free endgame card at the end is also pretty cool. Overall, solid promo. Like to see this type of stuff from 2K. Interested to see how the holo promo works next season as well. But with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. Hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.